Best pod available, Joe DeLeone and Ryan Roberts here for A to Z Sports at the NFL Combine. Massive trade happens that has significant NFL draft implications. The first big one of the cycle, that being the one that was reported by Adam Schefter this morning. Jermaine Johnson is going to the Tennessee Titans in exchange for T'Vondre Sweat. Does not seem like that there's any other compensation.
Just player for player.
Yeah, player for player. Yep. I mean, this is not a deep analysis. This is not a hot take. This doesn't even require very much thinking. Anyone who is about to comment, oh, no duh, Joe, no duh. Obviously, no duh. This is the blatant indicator that, I mean, they have to be going and drafting an edge rusher. Is it Arvell Reese or Vel Reese, or is it David Bailey? Is it Ruben Bain? I feel like that has just been now officially locked in, that they're going with one of these premier elite defensive talents that is either a pure pass rusher or some sort of a hybrid pass rusher.
Yeah, I think the only thing that it does is that it is now going to differentiate maybe the type of pass rusher that you want, because now without Jermaine Johnson, I do think that there is obviously, like, Will McDonald is that pure outside speed rusher. You don't have a ton of physicality on the edge right now without Jermaine Johnson, who's a little bit bigger. So does that mean Ruben Bain? Does that mean that you end up just going kind of off the path and go with Arvell Reese if Reese is there? Because for me, like, that signifies, and I could be speculating too much here, I don't know how David Bailey and Will McDonald fit together. They're very similar, right? Like different body types, but how they win is extremely similar. So this might be an indication that Bain at number 2 could be a big possibility for the New York Jets as long as they're comfortable with the outlier size. But also, I do think, Joe, one other interesting thing is that this changes the formula of Jets mocks from here into the future, because I don't know about you, every time I get to 16, I'm like, Caleb Banks, Peter Woods. You probably don't prioritize D tackle quite as high now with T'Vondre Sweat. We'll see if Sweat can put it together and stay on the field and stay focused ultimately. But I do think that you make a good point that with just Will McDonald, without Jermaine Johnson, this does ideologically shift potentially the type of defensive end you want at the top.
Yeah, one of the kind of things that we discussed with Sweat is that he has not been a super focused player, and
he needs to work harder. I mean, that's what it is. He needs to work harder, right?
He'll be much less distracted in New York City, and I'm sure that.
Is that sarcasm?
No, I'm being very deadpan. No, obviously that's sarcasm. Here's the flip side of things with Tennessee. Yeah. They were a team that we were just penciling in. Oh, they have to be going with the next best available. If Bailey was there, they would go with Bailey. Bain was also a name that was constantly brought up.
And Reese,
we also were projecting Reese if he was still on the board. Right now, if we look at their front, you got Sebastian Joseph Day, you've got James Lynch at nose tackle stepping up. You've got Jeffrey Simmons, of course. Jermaine Johnson's going to play that stand-up rusher role. So does that now kind of take pass rusher off the board in your eyes? I almost wonder if this maybe opens the door for Jeremiyah Love a little bit more.
Here we go. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah.
I just think that maybe, because don't you think it would be quite silly to have just traded a big body that you could have at least used to some degree if you think that maybe he's not as premier as you were hoping with Sweat, to have kept him to then bring in a pass rusher that might end up getting relegated to a less important role if you then just proceeded to draft a pass rusher at 4.
I understand what you're saying there, but I would say this is that T'Vondre Sweat is stylistically not a player that Robert Saleh has had in his career. He is much more of an attack style player.
Right.
So I do think that there's probably going to be some intentionality to, we need to get a defensive tackle in free agency to pair with Jeffrey Simmons. If anything, I think that this strengthens the floor to take whatever pass rusher you deem to be the best on the board, because they don't have enough adults in that room personally right now. Like, you have Femi Oladeji, who's a young player. But outside of him and Jalen Harrell and some of those guys, you don't have any proven commodities. You don't have any adults in that room. I think this was an intention to, and Salah obviously has the background with Jermaine Johnson, but I think this is intentional of, let's get a more proven commodity to strengthen the floor of that defensive end room, a more known commodity, because now I think that they can go say, hey, we're going to get the best defensive end that we deem to be there available to pair with Jermaine Johnson, to pair with Jeffrey Simmons, and pair with ex-free agent to play the other defensive tackle spot. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, the Tennessee Titans might have a vastly improved defensive line that is not just Jeffrey Simmons and a bunch of guys going into next season.
Yeah, and I wonder, as you talked about here, maybe free agency is where they try to address defensive tackle. This is not a good defensive tackle class to try and address
Nose tackles, baby, nose tackles.
I wonder if there's maybe some sort of a priority still in the early rounds to go defensive tackle to just find in a replacement that has a different body type and play style. But I'm just going to keep pushing me here, man. I think that this opens the door more than ever. My Jeremiyah Love to the Titans propaganda. Last night,
love it.
we had a nice little fun discussion about how the Titans have always had elite running backs. They are the Mount Rushmore of a franchise that has the best running backs. You now have a chance to have that next elite running back. I'm going to keep pushing it. I'm all in for it. Jeremiyah Love in Tennessee. I need it so bad.
I will feed your conspiracy theory for one. we have Easton Freeze on the other side, obviously the Titans beat reporter here at A to Z Sports as well, who did not like the analysis there from Joe DeLeone. But I will strengthen your argument here for a second, Joe. New head coach Robert Saleh is a defensive-minded coach, obviously. What do defensive-minded coaches usually like to do, Joe?
Run the damn ball.
Stop. Jeremiyah Love to Tennessee at 4. Write it loosely in pencil, but do not put it in Sharpie because I am not sure if that's going to happen.
No matter what. Jeremiyah Love no matter what. All right, everybody, we're going to be back with more tonight, or if any other headlines pop up, we'll be reacting to it. Hit the like button and subscribe. We'll talk to you later.